Here amongst the lush greens of the Pacific Northwest, I will drink a beer from the Pacific Northwest. Not that that is any sort of limitation. So hey, welcome to another episode of Chewing the Brew. Today I will be drinking Buoy Brewing, Buoy? I've heard some people say boy or boy, Buoy. I grew up saying Buoy. Throwback IPA, which is an IPA. And I suppose throwback, like you're throwing things, tossing them back with the boys kind of thing, but also throwback, there's multiple possible meanings there. Yeah, so this is from Astoria, Oregon. I have been through Astoria several times, but I have not been to Buoy or Boy or whatever. We'll be heading there again in a few months, I believe, in July for our annual trip down the Oregon coast. And yeah, since Rogue isn't there anymore, we'll be hitting Fort George, because Fort George is just amazing and delicious, and they have a nice restaurant and all that. But for the trip down, like, Astoria is a nice stop for lunch. So we'll see. I don't know. It's just on my list of places we might hit. So yeah, an IPA. I want to say I've done a couple doubles, maybe triple IPA beers this year. Videos, that is. I have drunk a few IPAs still. There's some days you just want that. It's like that intense burst of hoppy deliciousness that is an IPA. But I don't think I've done a regular IPA video yet this year. Generally, warmer weather seems more appropriate for these things, and since it's going to be mid-70s today, seemed like the perfect time. Oh, that's interesting. The wind's been coming from the east, and all of a sudden it just switched, and it's coming from like the northwest maybe. Interesting. Wonder what that portends weather-wise. I am no weatherman. But I do love my beer. Oh, this one smells good. To the tropical side of things, I'm expecting this more a West Coast style IPA, being that it is an Astoria, an Oregon brewery, and it doesn't say hazy or Northeast or anything like that on the can. It uses Crosby hops. I don't know what that imports necessarily, but yeah. Yes, some melon and grapefruit-ish. Maybe tangerine. It's kind of like between grapefruit and tangerine. It's not that the brighter, sweeter of an orange. It's kind of to the softer side, but I think it might be the melon. I think it's just like melon, maybe like a cantaloupe with a hint of citrus to it. And just that littlest bit of dank Pacific Northwest resiny hops. I'm guessing Chinook. I think those are the ones that do the big pine needle kind of thing. That smells very inviting. It is quite sweet to the nose, but it's not a malty sweetness. So I'm gonna guess that might not translate to the beer body being sweet, merely the aromas and flavors from the hops. But let's find out. Okay. It's not disjointed, but there is a sweetness to this beer, and there is also a really strong hop. Oh, grapefruit now. Like the most beautiful ruby red. But it's really slow building. Like it starts more melon and soft citrus kind of stuff, and it feels like it's getting pretty sweet, and then that sweetness fades, and as it fades, it's like the grapefruit's like bitter character starts to come out, and that just beautiful grapefruit. So much of grapefruit's flavor is the character of the bitterness that is grapefruit, and it's like essence of grapefruit that just comes, and it's still going. It has faded a bit. It's maybe half as strong as it was, and it feels like it's like the roof of the mouth and up into the olfactory, up into the nose. That's really something. Mm. So it starts kind of soft. There isn't like an acidic or bright burst to this beer. Instead, it's kind of soft and still big, but down low. And then it builds, and you're getting this. You can taste the malt. The malt has this really nice, clean, refreshing kind of sweetness to it, and then the grapefruit starts building, and it kind of goes up into your nose with your retro breathing. That is a pleasant beer. And none of it feels disjointed. If you just take a drink, it's like a moderately sweet, pretty relatively thin, but still nice tasting orange juice that then kind of loses itself and becomes more like grapefruit juice. If you kind of take the time and let it sit in your mouth for a bit and then swallow, there's a longer, more drawn out journey there. I like that. That's a good beer. That is a 3-star beer. That is a beer that is good, that I enjoy. Yeah, anyways, this is me, Matthew. I have been drinking and enjoying Buoy's Throwback IPA, a back in the day IPA featuring Crosby hops, of which I don't know that I've had Crosby hop beers before, or at least not a beer that advertised itself as such. Oh, speaking of hops, a hop plant I planted last year that did absolutely nothing and then died. They die every year anyways. The sprouts are coming up. They're still pretty small, but I see them and they're growing. And no, I'm not going to be making beer. The plan for this hop plant is to grow along my front fence and just be profuse and wonderful smelling, and I'll be able to grab the vines and like rub them between my hands, fingers, and smell them because that's awesome, and be a haven and home for lots of bugs and flowers and things like that, and food for bees and the like. But yeah, exciting, yay. It is kind of interesting. We've had some pretty nicely mild days, and yet it's still like 2 weeks before our last freeze date. So it's, on the one side, it's hurry up and get stuff going so we can get all our growing stuff going. But on the other hand, it's no, you gotta wait. Don't jump the gun or you'll just have a bunch of dead plants. Such is life here. Anyways, this is me, Matthew. I will catch y'all on the flip side.